dear, plenty of marrows, but not many courgettes. All of them seem to be rotting off at the moment. Blah. It even seems to be affecting the butternut squash. That one definitely seems to be going a bit squidgy. I mean, luckily we've got a few more on there that are quite a bit bigger and not squidgy, which is something, but it is a bit worrying given that it's happening to the butternut squash, the courgettes, the spaghetti squash over there. Only one of those has managed to stay on. You think, am I not watering them enough? Watering them too much? Not feeding them enough? I mean, is this magnesium deficiency on the courgettes? Any help greatly appreciated. Or I could just Google it, I guess. Even this one's come off the quote-unquote patty pan, which was a bit annoying because I thought it was okay, but then I turned it over and nope, that's all yellow and squishy, which was a bit annoying. Maybe I'll be able to salvage some of this one. I was just up here picking some nice French beans from the ones that Tom and Sylvia gave me, except the other one they gave me has turned out to be this, which was out of focus, which was rather unexpected. I assumed that they'd just be more French beans, but this is more of a runner bean, I think. Whatever it is, it's quite fun. What do you think of the beans? You a fan? Now, is that a pepper going slightly red? I think it might be. Morning all, just about to head off to the plot for the day. In a last-ditch attempt to have the leaves of the courgettes and the tomatoes and things not be awful, I've set out to find some Epsom sea salts, or Epsom salts rather. They don't seem to be in any of the shops around me, but there are Dead Sea salts, which... Sorry, that's a whole lot of crinkling. According to the back, it's high magnesium, calcium and potassium, which are all good things. Hopefully, I've mixed it in with some water and popped it in a spray bottle. Hopefully it will have the same effect as Epsom salts that you can apply as either follicular feed or directly to the soil. And I won't just end up killing the plants and salting the earth. We seem to be in the permanently bolting bed here with the beans. We've got down underneath them the spinach, the Medina spinach is it, that I planted that I thought would be nice and shady under here. That's bolting. We've got the coriander. That's bolting. And now, the Shanghai pak choi is, you guessed it, also bolting. I think part of the problem here might have been that I was actually overwatering. I thought, oh, they don't want to be too warm and dry, and that's what causes them to bolt, but if anything, I went the opposite way and just soaked them too much, so maybe that's it. Plus, I was planning to transplant some of the ones as are just there, and apparently transplant shock also causes them to bolt. So, I don't know, I'll give it a go with the new ones, and I think all of these are actually have also been nibbled by the, oops, sorry, that's out of focus again. Also been nibbled by the slugs. I mean, that's gone, that's definitely gone. This one just looks dead. Oh no, I think that's gone. Oh well, maybe I'll sow some more. And I think this one has definitely bolted. Maybe. And here's the patient. We have some very sad looking leaves and some very sad looking tiny courgettes. So I think the plan is I'll take off the marrow there, then the large courgette. They don't seem to be growing much now, and the other marrow that I took off last week, that seems to be doing reasonably well in the cupboard. I think I sort of let it dry out in the sun for a bit and it's reasonably cool and well ventilated in there, so I'm feeling hopeful that if I take the second marrow then it'll last, just as well in the cupboard as it will on the plant. Plus, if the plant's not having to support it, maybe it'll pick up. I've got my not quite Epsom salt, but nearly Epsom salt spray, so I'll pop that on the leaves and then trusty secateurs, take off the leaves that are just, a bit too far gone, and hopefully it'll start to pick up again. I mean, it's going off new leaf growth, so it's not, the end of the world, but it would be nice if the new fruits would come along and actually, grow into fruit instead of just rot. So that is the plan. Give it a good haircut, give it a spray. Hopefully it'll perk up. Well, the courgettes had a good haircut. I've taken the worst of the leaves off. I've taken off the big boy and the little lad. This looks like it might be squishy. Well, yeah, it looked like it was going to be squishy, but it actually seems relatively firm. These are the sides that were... oh yeah, there it is. The yellow bits were the sides that were flat against the soil, so hopefully it's just, you know, due to the lack of light and it's not damaged, but I'll leave them out to dry on a bit of soil and then hopefully they'll harden up a bit further and then they'll store quite well. Might make some chutney out of them. I have no idea how you're supposed to do this. I guess it's just... probably helps if I open the thing first. I hear that helps. And so on and so forth. Although I better take this marrow off as well. It's squashing the poor tromboncino vine. And there's a nice tromboncino. And then we've got the poor spaghetti squash that really looks at state. I mean, these leaves are almost like gold speckled. And it's only got one fruit on as well, which is rather annoying, so maybe a bit of a spray will help. I mean, it won't help with the mildew, but maybe with the other stuff. Ooh, look at this. Very exciting. That's a red pepper, or going there red pepper at any rate. I mean, it's quite wee, bless it. It's not really a full portion, but, you know, it was free. Won't say no. There's been some very strange things happening with this tomato plant. I think even given the pots to help hold up the roof, it was just too close to the top and things were getting squished and getting all distorted. Hopefully though, for next year, I'll have a little plastic greenhouse to go in the gap between the tub and the pallet compost bin, and then there'll be plenty of room for everything. Assuming that they do deliveries at some point. At least the ones in here look a bit better. There's plenty of tomatoes and the leaves are nicer, although this one's split a bit unfortunately. Is that inconsistent watering? Can't quite remember. Also, I think maybe the Anaheim chili has a little bit of redness. It's a little hard to see. Also, there we go. Just here. And maybe on this one. Just here too. Yeah, it's not really showing up on the camera, but maybe in a week or so that'll be a bit more obvious. And now here comes a fun job. The nettle tea, which has obviously dropped quite a bit. I'm not sure whether that's just how it breaks down with evaporation if the lid wasn't on. I'm pretty sure that's been on a month. Obviously the dates have rubbed off, but this will be fun and pungent. I think it's about to start raining again, but let's get this open, see what's happening. I can't do this with one hand. I was about to say I've smelt worse, but yep, that's an odour. Oh well. Get it strained, get it bottled up before I vomit everywhere. It's having a wee little drizzle, which I swear wasn't forecast, so I'm hiding in Tom and Sylvia's polytunnel again. Pouring the tea into the container actually wasn't too bad. It definitely didn't smell as bad as the sort of the weed tea that I made at the start of the year. So I don't know, either nettle tea just doesn't smell as bad, or I've developed a stronger nose than at the start of the year. So that's something. Yeah, I think there's about maybe 2.5 litres in the old tomato feed bottle. So that's pretty good, and I can pop some of that on the squash and courgettes today, assuming that the rain slackens off, and maybe they'll like that. They should do. I mean, it's been brewing long enough. And there we have a nice full bottle of extremely pungent nettle tea. Nice. Time to make some more. Things have been a bit sad, what with the squash rotting and everything else bolting, but speaking of flowers that are good, we do have sweet corn flowers coming along, so that's pretty exciting. I mean, I've only got 3, so they're not really in a grid as such, but hopefully being in a triangle they'll manage to pollinate each other. Then we've also got the Romanesco, which is definitely coming along in there, so that's pretty exciting. And, well, Tilly's always exciting, but that wasn't what I was going to say. The thorn-free, if I could speak properly, blackberries really shot off. I kind of forgot that it's a blackberry bramble, so you know it's going to try and go everywhere, and just popping it here really wasn't the most sensible thing to do. I mean, the raspberry, that's not too bad, but maybe when the potatoes are all gone on that side, or maybe this side, given that these ones are dying back a bit faster, I'll sort of reorientate the blackberry around so it runs straight along, and then I can get some canes and try and, what do you call it, like cordon it, shape it a bit more so it's not just going everywhere. I mean, whether it'll be a bit too sort of big and floppy to move, I'm not quite sure, but it definitely can't stay here unless I just get loads of really long canes and train them straight up. And I might have a go at deep frying and stuffing a butternut squash blossom. This one, it's gone a little funny at the end, but it's not bad, so see how that turns out. I was thinking about planting a few things out, but it's a bit wet for it. Lazy, I know, but there we go. I've got the perpetual spinach there, which hopefully won't bolt, unlike all the other spinach I've got. Some basil, that probably needs thinning out. The catnip is finally coming out. Some more Sinesta beans. Exciting. So early cabbage, Valmain lettuce, miscellaneous lettuce there. Given that the Valmains keep bolting at the back, which is a bit annoying, isn't it, Tills? See, Tilly agrees with me. So yeah, I think that would be a next weekend job maybe, or I don't know, after work one day. Unless she wants to do it for me. Me? Is my helpful assistant going to actually help me? No, she's just gonna collapse. Are you gonna lie down and show us the belly? No, we're just gonna sit there. It's been a hard day, clearly. Well, let's see how big these bad boys are then. We've got the wee little one on a scale that is apparently already 4 grams. 871, not bad. This one's, oh, even bigger, 2.153. That one's a little smaller, 2 kilograms, 73 grams. Well, I'll have to find somewhere else for that, given that there's only, what do you think, Jen? Eh? Oh. Do you want a marrow? You want a marrow? It's a hand. It's not a marrow. Oh dear. Is it nearly supper? Oh dear.